This really cute baby quilt measures 26.5 by 26.5 inches. It only takes 4 fabrics, and I've included the free pattern so you can go see exactly how to cut your fabrics with some diagrams to help you be able to cut everything and make it easy. You can also download a PDF if you would rather be able to read the pattern with no ads. But it's super simple. You're going to just cut all of the fabric, and honestly it takes very little fabric. If you've got scrap fabric, this is such a great pattern to do all of this with. So this purple fabric is not only part of your sashing, but I also used it for the border. Totally, like, the great thing about this pattern is you can literally do it however you want. Again, if you've got scrap fabric laying around that you need to use and need to make a really quick baby quilt, this is the way to do it. Okay, we're gonna sew these squares. You're gonna do one side, and then the other side there's a diagram on the free pattern, and you're just gonna sew both sides, and then you're going to press those out, and then go ahead and sew the other side with your right sides together. You're going to use a 1/4 inch seam allowance on all of your sewing, so it makes it really super simple. And you can see here, we're just going to press that out. So I like to do these in kind of chain. So like I'll make all of my squares, and then I'll iron everything, and then I'll do the next step. So it just makes it simple to do. Again, you can just have some really great fun making this really cute baby quilt. Okay, I did not think you wanted to watch me do all of these, so man, I sped this up. Okay, now you're going to add your other sides, okay? So you can use clips, you can use pins, and you're just going to make sure that you're doing right sides together, line up your triangles, and go ahead and sew across those. Super simple. And then do the other side. And then you're going to press this one out so that all of your pieces, just like this, is completely flat and done. So here's a little sneak peek. And you are going to have these little ends coming out. So just go ahead and trim those, or you can just leave those and then you can trim them later. Again, I do it by piecing. I just find that it's easier to do. So you're going to need 16 of these total. And then you're going to take your purple fabric, or whatever color you choose, and you're going to cut those into triangles. So you can take your squares and do them in triangles, and then you're going to make your sashing, okay? Where I've marked them, and I give you a diagram in the free pattern, you're going to sew down the middle of that, okay? And then you're going to do that on both sides. So you can see the bottom one where you can see that, and then you're going to trim it. So you want to go about 1/4 inch, trimming it. Again, so such an easy. And you're gonna sew one, trim it, put the other one on. You've got to do the direction of the diagram. If not, it's going to be really messed up. Okay, so just make sure you're really watching that. And you can see here, I'm just trimming it up. Get all that excess fabric out of the way, and then press that open. But you can go ahead and do the second piece and then do all your pressing. Now again, I chain piece. So I'm going to sew all of these, and then I'm going to press all of them. Okay, I even, like, I'm doing this first one, I'm cutting it to show you, but as I did it, I sewed them all, and then I went in and cut them all, and then I went in and pressed them all. Okay, super cute. I love these fabrics all together. Okay, so this is a little hard to see, but you're just going to press that open. Sorry, the camera kept moving. And now you're going to assemble. So I've done a 2-inch sashing in between, and I'm just going to sew my row and then add my sashing. And you want to do all of your rows, because you're probably, if your fabric shifts, which this fabric did really bad, you're going to want to square all of that up before you piece it all together. So do your rows, add your sashing to a row, and then you can move on from there. So you may want to pause me and go ahead and do this. Don't forget the free patterns in the description. Oh my goodness, this thing shifted so bad. But you want to go ahead and iron. I ironed all of the seams towards the big square, and that seemed to work really well when I went to go put it all together. Okay, but if your fabric does what mine did, like I literally just took it. I mean, you can see it's wonky. I just went ahead and straightened it up after I put sashing on. So take your sashing, go ahead and put it all on. I did leave it a little bit long. I cut it a little bit long because I didn't want to I just wanted it a little bit long. This fabric shifted. Like, I always would rather like have to cut it down a little bit than not have enough. So that's just me. You do you. But look how cute that is. And then you're just going to iron that down. Okay. I did the seam towards the pink. I love these fabrics together. I'm trying to decide what I'm going to do with this quilt when I get it done. And then you're just going to keep doing. Now here, I've already put my rows together with my sashing. And then I'm going to take the sashing right sides together and then start to piece each row together. Okay, I've already straightened it up. I did not film that part. But just know, like, if it's wonky, it's okay. Just clean it up. But the great thing was it didn't take, like, probably 30 minutes total to sew all of the rows together. So super easy. This is such an easy quilt. And the great thing is if you don't love the 2-color sashing, then just do it in 1 color. It doesn't have to be 2 colors. I like how it turned out, but if you're like, I don't really love that, then pick different colors or just do a solid. Either way. That's the great thing about these is, you can make it completely your own. And you could do it different ways every time, and you'd have totally different looking quilts. These would be great to donate. Like, they would be great for a NICU unit or like a dog shelter. I know you guys donate a lot of quilts, so this would be a great one to donate. Okay, and then you're going to take, after you get that done, you're going to put on your border. I did a 4-inch border. Okay, and I just went up and just attached it, and then when I got done, I went ahead and just cleaned everything up. There'll be some excess fabric on the back, and so I cut that down to a 1/4 inch. But it was super simple. And you can see here, I mean, you're going to do all 4 sides of whatever color you're using. So super simple, super easy. When you're finished with that, you have a choice. You can put your batting and your backing and quilt it and then put your binding on, or you can do a bindingless quilt